Hello everyone. Through this video, we are going to discuss some additional questions on the chapter of linear equations in one variable. So here goes the first question. Let us check what the question says. The numerator of a fraction is 6 less than the denominator. So in this case, the fraction, of course, we know that the fraction contains two parts. The upper part is numerator and the lower part is known to be the denominator. Now what is said here? The numerator of a fraction is 6 less than the denominator. Means if we consider the denominator as x, then the numerator will be equal to 6. 6 will be subtracted from the denominator. That means the result will be x minus 6. That will be the value of the numerator as per the first condition mentioned in this question. Coming to the second part, if 3 is added to the numerator, the fraction becomes equal to 2 by 3. So this is the main condition. Next we have to proceed with. After that, what is given? What is the original fraction equal to? So the first and foremost thing that we have to consider here is what? The denominator should be considered to be x, so that the numerator results into x minus 6, because it is 6 less than the denominator. So first we shall write let the denominator be x. Therefore, the numerator is equal to, how can we write the denominator minus 6 we can write here. So this is equal to x minus 6. Now according to question, means before that we need to write what the fraction is. We need to write the fraction as this way. Actually here in this case, hence the fraction is equal to, we can write what? X minus 6 divided by x here. Now according to question, let us look at the second condition. If 3 is added to the numerator, this is the numerator x minus 6. To this, if I add 3, the entire result of the fraction will be equal to 2 by 3. So I can write here what? According to question, next is what? In the numerator part, along with the numerator which was initially present, we are to add 3. So this is how we need to write, and the denominator will remain as it is. There will not be any changes in this part, and this will be resulting into 2 by 3. So this is the main equation part which we have to reduce to get the value of x. Once we get the value of x, it will be easier for us to calculate the value of this fraction, because there is only one unknown term, that is x, present in this fraction. So let us check what result we get here. X minus 6 plus 3 divided by x, that is equal to, I get here 2 by 3. Now in this case, in the numerator part, what result we are going to get? X minus 6 plus 3. The result will be x minus 3 divided by x, that is equal to 2 by 3. In the next step, what do we have to do? We have to perform cross multiplication. So while performing cross multiplication, 3 will be getting multiplied to this one. So 3 into x minus 3 I got here, that is equal to 2 will be getting multiplied to x here, means this will be getting multiplied to this part. So after this, in the next step, what do I get? I shall be getting here thrice x minus 9, means partwise multiplication. 3 will have to be multiplied to x, then after again multiplied to 3. So I am getting this result on the left hand side, while on the right hand side the same result we shall have to put, that is twice x, which was initially present here. So after this, we have to shift the term what is present on the right hand side to the left hand side. Why? Because the variable, the terms containing the variable should always be kept on one side for our convenience, and the constant term should be carried to the opposite side. So it will be positive 9 here, means minus 9. When it will come to the other side, it will be positive 9. So in this side, what do I get? Thrice x minus twice x. The result will be only x, and for x, what value we got? It is 9. Next, we have to find out what is the value of the fraction. Actually, in the question, let us check what is asked. In the question, it is asked that what is the original fraction equal to. So, the original fraction will be equal to here. Let us check what result we get. Hence, the original fraction. So, here the original fraction will be the original fraction is, let us see what we get here. The original fraction was x minus 6, because the numerator was 6 less than the denominator, and the denominator is x here. So in place of x, I am going to put 9 here. 9 minus 6, then in place of x in the denominator, the result will be 9 again, and I am going to get here 3 by 9. Let's do cancellation. It will be 1 by 3. So 1 by 3 is the required original fraction. So here goes the second question. In this case, what is given? A sum of rupees 800 is in the form of denominations of rupees 10 and rupees 20. If the total number of notes be rupees 50, find the number of notes of each type. So what is given here? Total number of notes is given to be 50 here. So out of this, some notes should be of rupees 10 and some notes should be of rupees 20. So I consider that rupees x rupees 10, x numbers of, let there be x numbers of rupees 10 notes. Then what will be the number of notes in case of rupees 20? Then it will be, of course, from the total number of notes I have to subtract x. What is the total number of notes of rupees 10? So in this case, the total number of notes of rupees 20 will be, of course, 50 minus x. So in this case, what I have to consider will be, in this case, first thing that I have to consider is the number of notes of rupees 10 be x. But before that, what we need to write? We need to write that given total number of notes, how much it is given to be? Equals to 50. After that, I shall write let the number of rupees 10 notes, number of rupees 10 notes be x. Hence the number of, it will be what? Hence the number of rupees 20 notes is equal to, I need to write 50 minus x. So this is the total number of notes for rupees 20. So after this, I have to find out the amounts what I am going to get for rupees 10 notes. Actually, if suppose I have 5 10 rupees notes, say 5 10 rupees notes, then what will be the amount? Very clearly, the amount will be 5 into 10 is equal to rupees 50. So in this case, I am multiplying 5 with 10 as I have 5 number of 10 rupees notes. In our case, we are having x rupees 10 notes. Therefore, what will be the total amount that I am going to get out of this rupees 10 notes? Let us check that. Hence, amount of money from rupees 10 notes, will be equal to what? I have to multiply rupees 10 with this number of notes, means rupees 10x. Similarly, amount of money from rupees 20 notes will be equal to rupees, with 20 I have to multiply the number of rupees 20 notes. That means 50 minus x. So let's keep it as it is. So after this, we are given that the total amount of money given in the question, that means the total sum of money is given in the question to be rupees 800. So in this case, we shall have to come to that part. According to question, total amount of money. Total amount of money is equal to rupees 800. This implies what? This includes both these two amounts. Actually, the amount of money that we can get from rupees 10 notes plus the amount of money that we can get from rupees 20 notes. So summing this up, we get 10x plus 20 into 50 minus x, that is equal to 800. So after this, when I break it, I shall get 10x plus 20 into 50. The result will come to be 1000. Yes or no? 50 into 20 means 5 2 are 10 and 2 zeros after that. After that, again 20 we have to multiply to this x, and I shall be getting the result to be 20x, that is equal to 800. Now I shall have to keep these two variable containing terms alone in one side, while 1000 will have to be shifted to the opposite side. So I get here 10x minus 20x, that is equal to minus 1000 plus 800. So after this, what result do I get? After this, on simplification on both the sides, I shall be getting the results to be minus 10x, that is equal to minus 1000 plus 800. The result will be minus 200. So minus minus on both sides got cancelled, and the result for x will be what? This 200 will be divided by 10. I mean, what we are doing? Both the sides I am dividing by 10. So when I divide both the sides by 10, the result will come like this. So value of x will come as 20. So in this case, when I get value of x as 20, after this we need to calculate what? What is the number of notes we have for each kind? See the last line of this question, what is said here? If the total number of notes be total number of notes be 50, find the number of notes of each type. That means we have to calculate the number of notes for rupees 10, that means value of x, which we already got, and the number of notes for rupees 20, which is yet to be obtained. So let us check what result we are getting. Hence the number of rupees 10 notes is equal to x is equal to 20. Hence the number of rupees 20 notes is equal to, what do I write? 50 minus x, means 50 minus 20, and the result will come as what? It is 30. So these two are the required answers. So in question number 3, let us check what is said. The ages of Sonu and Monty are in the ratio 7:5. That means from the first line itself we can assume that the present ages of Sonu is 7x and that of Monty is 5x. In the second line of question, what is said? 10 years hence the ratio of their ages will be 9:7. Find their present ages. So what is to be found out, that only we have to assume first. Given ratio of their ages is equal to 7:5. Therefore, let Sonu's present age be, Sonu's present age, of course we have to consider in the way 7x, and Monty's present age is equal to 5x. Now after this, what is to be written? 10 years hence. 10 years hence means after 10 years. After 10 years their ages will be what? Let us find out that first. So 10 years hence, we shall write here 10 years hence the ratio of their ages will be 9:7. It is given like that. So 10 years hence the age of Sonu will be what? It will be 7x plus 10 years, because 10 more years we need to write here. 7x plus 10 years. Then the age of Monty will be, in this case we can write, will be 5x plus 10 years. Now according to question, the ratio of their new ages is given to be 9:7. So what can we write next? According to question, the ratio of their new ages, according to question, we can write in what way? 7x plus 10 divided by 5x plus 10. That is equal to 9/7. So after this, of course, we have to perform cross multiplication. 7 should be multiplied to this part and 9 should get multiplied with this part. So 7 into 7x plus 10, that is equal to 9 into 5x plus 10 we shall get here. So after this, we have to perform partwise multiplication. Performing partwise multiplication, what do we get? It will be 7 into 7, it is 49x. Then again 7 into 10, the result will come as 70. That is again equal to 9 into 5, it will be 45x. Then again 9 into 10, the result will come as 90. Now we have to keep one thing in our mind, that the terms containing variables should be carried to one side. So 49x minus 45x, that will be equal to 70 will go to the other side. So it will be 90 minus 70. So what do I get here? 49 minus 45, it will be 4x. That is equal to 90 minus 70. How much will it be? It is 20. Then after, what do I get? We have to make x independent of 4. So we shall be getting x is equal to 20/4. The result will come as 5. So x is equal to 5. But this is not the final answer. We have to calculate what are the present ages of Sonu and Monty. Now let us check. Initially we had considered their present ages to be 7x and 5x. That means Sonu's present age is 7x and Monty's present age is 5x. So I have to write here Sonu's present age is equal to 7x, means in this way. Hence Sonu's present age is equal to 7x is equal to 7 into 5 is equal to 35 years. This is the answer of the first question, the first part. Then Monty's present age is equal to 5x. It will be 5x, that is 5 into 5. The result will come as 25 years. So these two are the required answers. Thank you.